It is a heartbreaking start to the year 2026, and while the rest of the world is popping champagne and celebrating the arrival of a new calendar year, the people of Ondo State are waking up to smoke, fire, and the terrifying sound of gunfire. We are barely 24 hours into the new year, and already we have a tragedy on our hands that is sending shockwaves not just through the Southwest, but across the entire Nigerian Federation. Reports reaching our news desk this morning indicates that a police station in Ondo State has been razed to the ground, set ablaze by heavily armed men, and the most alarming part of this story is the name currently on everyone's lips, Bello Turji. The headline you are seeing everywhere, New Year Tragedy, Bello Turji Bandits Burn Police Station, is not just a collection of scary words, it is a signal of a terrifying shift in our national security crisis if proven true. According to eyewitness accounts and breaking reports coming out of Ondo, officers of the Nigeria Police Force, the very people trained and equipped to protect you and me, were seen running for their lives. Let that sink in for a moment. Men in uniform, armed with service rifles, were forced to flee into the bushes to escape the superior firepower of these attackers. When the protectors become the hunted, you know the society is dancing on the edge of a precipice. The attack occurred in the early hours of the morning, just as families were likely concluding their New Year vigil services or preparing for the first breakfast of the year. Instead of greetings of Happy New Year, the community was greeted by the crackle of burning infrastructure. The police station, a symbol of law and order in the community, was targeted specifically to send a message that the government authority does not exist here. But the real story, the gist that has everyone shaking in their boots, is the alleged involvement of the notorious bandit kingpin Bello Turji. For years, we have analyzed the security situation in Nigeria. We know the players, we know the geography. Bello Turji has been the warlord of the Northwest, operating primarily out of the forests in Zamfara and Sokoto. We have covered his atrocities, his letters to the government, and the military raids on his camps throughout 2024 and 2025. So the question we must ask ourselves this morning, and the question that security experts are scrambling to answer, is this: what are Bello Turji's boys doing in Ondo State? If this is indeed his handiwork, it means the banditry we thought was contained in the north has successfully crossed the River Niger and set up shop in the southwest. This is no longer just a northern issue, it is a national emergency. We have seen rumors and unverified reports in the past about bandits migrating south, hiding in the forests that link the disparate parts of our country. But an attack of this magnitude, targeting a police station in Ondo, suggests a level of confidence and logistical capability that we have not seen before in this region. It suggests they have established a foothold. The gunmen reportedly arrived in large numbers, riding on motorcycles, a signature move of Turji's gang, and opened fire indiscriminately before touching the building. The image of police officers running for their lives is not one that will leave the minds of the residents anytime soon. It destroys public confidence. If a policeman cannot save himself, who will save the market woman? Who will save the student? I want to pause here for a second, because this is the kind of story that changes how we live our lives. We are dedicated to bringing you the truth about these security shifts every single day. If you want to stay ahead of the news and understand the dangers lurking in our society, you need to be part of this community. Please take a moment right now to like this video and check if you are subscribed to the channel. Hitting that subscribe button is the best way to support independent journalism that refuses to be silenced. We need to grow this platform so we can keep asking the hard questions that the authorities might want to ignore. So please subscribe now and let's continue with this developing story. The timing of this attack is also deeply ironic and painful. Just hours ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu delivered his New Year message to Nigerians. In that speech, he pledged to consolidate the gains of 2025. He spoke about economic reforms and, crucially, about security. He assured the nation that the armed forces are winning the war against terror. Yet, while those words were still echoing in our living rooms, a police station was burning in Ondo. It highlights the massive disconnect between the speeches read in Aso Rock and the reality faced by Nigerians on the streets. Consolidating gains cannot mean officers running into the bush while criminals burn down government property. We must also look at the possibility of what this Bello Turji label really means. Is it physically Turji? It is possible, but it is also possible that Bello Turji has become a franchise name, a brand used by various criminal elements to instill maximum fear. In the criminal underworld, using a feared name gives you instant credibility. However, whether it is Turji himself or his lieutenants or copycat criminals, the result is the same. The Southwest is under siege. We recall that late in 2025, the military claims to have killed Turji's second-in-command and flushed him out of his hideouts. Did they flush him out of Zamfara to relocate to the forests of Ondo? If so, that is not a victory, that is a displacement of terror. The reaction from the Ondo State government and the Inspector General of Police will be critical in the coming hours. We expect to hear the usual statements. We are on top of the situation. Manhunt launched. Perpetrators will be brought to book. But Nigerians are tired of these phrases. We heard them in 2024. We heard them in 2025. Now it's 2026 and the script hasn't changed. The officers who ran for their lives are human beings with families. They likely lack the ammunition, the protective gear, and the numbers to face a horde of bandits armed with military-grade weapons. This tragedy exposes the soft underbelly of our policing system. You cannot fight an RPG with a pistol. You cannot fight a coordinated militia with a demoralized police force. This incident also raises questions about the Amotekun Corps. The Southwest Security Network was established precisely to prevent this kind of incursion. If bandits can burn down a police station, it challenges the effectiveness of the entire security architecture in the region. Residents of Andor are reportedly packing their bags, fearing that this is just the opening salvo. When bandits burn a police station, they often return to kidnap the civilians now that the protectors are gone. It's a terrifying pattern we've watched play out in Kaduna, in Niger, and in Katsina. Now it's happening in Ondo. As we move through the first day of 2026, the mood is somber, the celebration is muted. We are watching a potential escalation that could define the security challenges of this year. We will be monitoring this situation hour by hour. We are waiting for an official casualty count. Though we pray no lives were lost, the ferocity of the fire and the shooting suggests we should brace for bad news. This is a developing story, and the implications for Nigeria's unity and safety are massive. If the Southwest falls into the same cycle of banditry as the Northwest, we are looking at a nationwide crisis of unprecedented proportions.